It's Fox College football on a November Friday night in the Treasure Valley, where number 15 Boise State plays host to Mountain West rival San Diego State. That is no costume. Halloween is over, but gotta watch out for a scare. San Diego State 2-2 all time on the blue. Boise State, though, having a remarkable season to date here in a Mountain West rivalry game. Both teams unbeaten in conference action, and Boise State trying to keep it that way and keep maybe their college football playoff hopes alive as well. My name is Trent Rush, joined alongside by Petros Papadakis. Looking at this matchup, Petros, you know Boise State, incredibly talented, remarkable season so far. San Diego State, though, starting to play a lot better.
Well, a lot of history in conference between these two teams, and San Diego State is gaining an identity under Sean Lewis. Big, giant identity change from last year, but this is one of the most exciting Boise State teams we've had in the last decade and a half. They are primed for the playoff and with a Heisman contender. People are going crazy in the Treasure Valley.
Oh, they're excited about this man right here. Ashton Jeanty, the nation's leading rusher, a legitimate Heisman hopeful at this point in the season. On record, he's trying to beat Barry Sanders.
Well, he is quite simply one of the best running backs that I've ever had the pleasure of calling a game in person. He's a one-stop shop. He refuses to go down. His leadership and his dedication to this area is second to none, and I thought he played his best game last week against UNLV. Got a little banged up, did not have any big long runs, which have become his signature, but he had to grind it out and show leadership and toughness, and I was really impressed.
Could have gone just about anywhere. Stayed at Boise State, is having a great season. On the other side, the leading rusher of all active tailbacks in college football is this man, Marquez Cooper for the Aztecs.
How about this guy? Started out high school Maryland, went to Kent State with Sean Lewis out of there, Ball State last year when Lewis was at Colorado, and they rejoined here at San Diego State. He's a stud, very difficult to tackle, great ball security, gonna be a great running back matchup tonight on the blue.
Two terrific tailbacks, one fun matchup indeed. It's San Diego State trying to pull off the upset at number 15, Boise State. We'll have kickoff for you next. Oh, they're fired up on the blue for this Boise State program. Spencer Danielson, first year as the full-time head coach. What a job he has done. 56 degrees, a little chilly with that 20-mile-an-hour wind. The wind chill at 40 degrees right now, but Spencer Danielson doing a remarkable job so far. Unbeaten in Mountain West action to this point, and is helping this culture at Boise State be what they have been for really 2 decades. It's about winning here at Boise State, and the expectations sky high, particularly with this team, and a hope for a national college football playoff spot. Then you have Sean Lewis on the other side for San Diego State. It's also his first season, just 37 years old, was the head coach at Kent State, then the offensive coordinator for Deion Sanders at Colorado, and now is leading this San Diego State program. Boise State won the toss. They elected to defer, so it's San Diego State who's going to get the first crack, and we will see Marquez Cooper, Danny O'Neill's the quarterback, and also a very stout Boise State defense.
This Boise State defense really prides themselves on the pass rush. They are solid. Their head coach, Spencer Danielson, defensive background, was the defensive coordinator here. And there is the young freshman quarterback that's going to have to face that front, Danny O'Neill, Midwestern guy that came with Sean Lewis to develop this program along with it.
Boise State leads the nation in sacks, and that's a pass that was knocked down by Rodney Robinson, as we see the Aztecs go to the air on the first play of the day. Danny O'Neill, quarterback, and there's a offensive line for the Aztecs that's really been banged up. They are doing a lot of mix and match to keep it together. Lewis Brown IV is the key target at receiver. From the shotgun, 2nd and 10, as Danny O'Neill is going to go from the shotgun set, now redirecting traffic. It is loud here at Boise State, 37,000, but they make a huge impact on another sellout here on the blue. This time a play fake, and it just hits Amari McCoy. And the arm there was a little behind, and McCoy's probably thinking he could have had an interception on that one. And speaking of this Boise State defense, 35 sacks on the year, most of the nation. Now it's 3rd and 10. So we've seen San Diego State, a team that likes to run, go to the air the first 2 passing plays of the game. Flag on the field.
False start. 65 on the offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
So that penalty, the 70th against the Aztecs on the season. It's the 5th most in college football, and that's something to keep an eye on, Petros, because it gets loud here at Boise State. You have a freshman quarterback. That's a tough recipe.
Very difficult, and this is a place that's not that big, but notorious for sound and discombobulation. So
3rd and 15. O'Neal looking over to the left side. Has his man, but it's well short of the first. Was able to get it over to Deshaun Pope. An 8-yard gain, but not enough. And a 3-and-out on the opening drive for San Diego State.
Not a great start for San Diego State. They really want to establish the run a little bit more, make their run a little bit more multiple under Coach Lewis, and they just weren't able to do that on the opening drive. The crowd got to them a little bit.
Tyler Pastula is the punter for San Diego State. Back to return is Latrell Capers. Boise defense wins the first drive of the game. Capers will call fair catch right around the 34-yard line, a 38-yard punt. Now we get a chance to see this Boise State offense led by a sophomore, Maddox Madsen. They call him Mad Dog, and he has done a really nice job leading and managing this Boise State offense.
And really that's what they're looking for. They have Dirk Cutter as the offensive coordinator. He's one of the most brilliant minds in offensive football in the NFL and college in a long time, and he's done a great job with Madsen keeping everything in its place, not doing too much, relying on Genty and winning games like that.
So it's Ashton Genty back there behind Maddox Madsen. First play of the game is going to be a fake. They'll go over to the left side. That pass is caught, complete to Cameron Camper. And a first pitch, first down for Maddox Madsen, 15 yards of the game.
Camper is their most physically talented receiver. When he's healthy, he's very good, and he hasn't really been healthy since transferring from Indiana. Since he got here to the Treasure Valley, looks pretty good tonight. They get him started with the play action, get Madsen on the right track early.
Pistol set now. Approaching midfield, it's going to be a give to Ashton Genty. His first handoff of the night, slips through a tackle. Of course he does, still fighting to stay up. And that's going to be an 8-yard gain before Tano Latuli and Bryce Phillips finally brought him down.
Yeah, Staley was one of the guys that had a shot at him. Just look at Genty going to the right side, nice and patient, slow to it, and then he runs through it. Really good ability and calm when he runs the ball. A little bit of ball security, flapping that thing out there, but when you're a Heisman candidate, you can be fancy in that way.
Tyler Crow, the fullback, is the one back there now here on second down. They're going to give it to Crow, and he's going to get the first down, brought down right at the 40. Needed 2, he got 3.
Crow is a local guy from Nampa. They love him out here. He usually is involved in blitz pickups, special team zealot type of guy. But when they need him to spell Genty, he's the guy they trust the most as they're looking at that left arm that Genty got banged up against UNLV.
Going to pass, it's Madsen looking over the right side on a swing, gets it over to Caples. Caples has himself a first down, and this Boise State offense is marching against the Aztecs.
Yeah, and they've had a pretty good plan to start out. First they hit the left side with the play action. Now they get Caples involved. It hasn't just been Genty touching the ball. Crow has it, and Genty's still on the sideline getting checked out because Tyler Crow's still in.
Getting everybody involved. We saw Dylan Riley in there on that last play. Boise State has scored on their opening drive in 6 straight games. The only time they didn't was at Georgia Southern in the season opener. It's going to be a give to Crow, who has a seam on the right side as we brought down after picking up about 3 by Brady Nasser. And Ashton Genty's been dealing with some injuries. This is last week against UNLV, dealing with that arm.
Yeah, Trent, we talked about how he had to grind it out against the Rebels, and this was where he kind of banged up that left arm, and it looks like they were adjusting his brace. You see it there on the left arm right now. It looks kind of robotic. And they were checking that on the sideline, kind of readjusting it. He's back in the game after that right side run on first down from Crow.
Well, he has been a superhuman for Boise State so far. Now playing through some pain. Maddox look over to the right side. Matson's pass is incomplete. Targeting Matt Louder on that play. So that's gonna bring up third down.
Louder is a real big weapon offensively for them. Other than Genty, he's probably their second most consistent guy, and they really try to get him the ball. And if he's not getting the ball naturally within the flow of the offense, Dirk Cutter will call a screen or something to him to get him going. Big third down here.
Their first third down attempt here in this ball game. 7th play of the drive here on the opening drive for Boise State. It's going to be a late delay handoff. Goes to Ashton Genty, who fights for the first down and gets it. 8-yard gain for Genty, absorbs the contact and drives through for a first down.
The Washington State coach, Jake Dickert, said it best. He said, if you try to hit Genty up top, it's like a BB off a tank. Look at him get there to the stick and just fall forward after about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Aztecs all have a shot at him. First down, Boise State.
It's like he knew exactly where that first down line was, and he got to it. Boise State has been excellent in the blue zone. 33 trips, they've had 24 touchdowns, 7 field goals. Going for the end zone here, got him, man! Touchdown, Cables! Got it for 6, 18 yards, and the Broncos strike first.
They're happy to have Cables back from injury. Out last year, redshirt senior year, you see him just run a little look route, a post, but a real skinny one. Not a hard throw for Madsen, as Cables was way ahead of McEwen, the nickel.
Yeah, just beat the TCU transfer right there, and Cables, a great story, is the PAT good by Thomas, but after being banged up with an Achilles all last season, gets into the end zone on the first drive for Boise State. Broncos feeling good here on a November night in the Treasure Valley. Latrell Cables, the finishing touch on that touchdown drive for Boise State. First score of the season, 5th of his career. And a really nice start for the Broncos out of the gate. Here in Boise is the number 15th ranked team in the country making their opening statement.
Yeah, 7th consecutive game Boise State has scored on its opening drive, and that's why their record is what it is, and that's why they are where they are. Right after Halloween, this is a very efficient team. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
Both back there to return. It's going to go into the end zone, and we know San Diego State is the kind of team that likes to play fast. That is the Sean Lewis MO. But you also got to be careful. You're going to go fast. Time of possession can become an issue.
Well, he said that. We can pace ourselves right off the field if we don't get first downs. Now, they want to play fast, but they have a true freshman quarterback. Granted, he's been going at it for a few months, Danny O'Neal, and they have a reconstructed offensive line. So they might huddle up a little bit more in this game. They might slow things down based on whether or not they're getting first downs. But if they get a first down, expect them to come up to the line of scrimmage and go turbo speed.
Aztecs 123rd in the country in time of possession. Screen pass over the left side. They're able to get it to play. Brought down by Ty Benefield after a game of 6.
Jayshawn Polk is one of those guys that came over from Kent State, one of the skill guys along with Cooper. Came over to play with Coach Lewis. They're having some success as this team gains an identity. Second and short, a lot easier for Sean Lewis to call plays.
Going to be a give to Cooper. Cooper's trying to fight for it, but he is brought down short. Alexander Tubner, the heart and soul, the voice of the defense, and a team captain for Boise State.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of stay on the fact that this guy was a former walk-on, but he's become an elite, versatile player in this conference. Great tackle against a good back.
Third and short for Cooper, and this one's going to be real close.
I don't think he got it.
It's going to be short.
Oladipo is right there. Another high-performing safety. And they play with pace, they get a little close, and they end up having to kick again. Same old story. Hassanin with a lot of anger there, knocking the blocker into Cooper. The excellent defensive end for the Broncos, Med Hassanin.
Hassanin, part of a two-headed monster. They're going to go fake here, and they're going to get the first down on 4th and 1, able to get it to Trey White, the star of their defense, picking them up on offense.
Well, you don't see that very often. Fake to the defensive end who's leading the nation in sacks, and they did a great job. They just ran a little trap. They confused the defensive lineman there, Sheldon Newton. And White looks like a natural running that ball and finishes physically against Tubner. Showing some courage early is Coach Lewis with that gnarly beard.
Oh, the entire San Diego State coaching staff, best facial hair in the Mountain West.
Unreal.
Going deep is Danny O'Neal looking downfield. That throws everybody.
He did get hit. This is a relentless pass rush that the Broncos have.
Was trying to get it to Mekhi Shaw, but the big-time pressure coming in from Hassanin.
2 plays in a row, Hassanin showing up. He's their field end, the guy that really leads by example. Coming out of Egypt, which is not a hotbed for high school football talent.
He had 7 sacks on the season. 2nd and 10, O'Neal across the middle. Goes past the outstretched arm of Polk there, incomplete.
And it seems like O'Neal is yet to kind of settle down. He's completed a couple short passes, but just a little off the mark to Polk. Missed Shaw on the long one when he got hit. And here's a 3rd and long and another opportunity for Boise State to pin their ears back and get after the freshman quarterback.
Going up against a really tough pass rush that the Broncos bring, and it looks like they're going to be bringing everybody. Now they'll drop back. Just 3 rushing, screen over the middle. Polk takes it, and it's going to be knocked loose. He may have been down first. We'll see, but the Broncos have it. For now, anyway, it's going to be short regardless.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down by rule.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down by rule. So let's see what happened. Like you said, they showed up and really mugged up on the line of scrimmage. Really only ended up rushing 3 guys, and that's what blew up the screen. It looked like Andrew Simpson, who had the big pick last week against UNLV, the junior linebacker out of Norwalk, California, made the play. And San Diego State's excellent punter back out on the field. Now they're going to take a look at this and see if he let go of it. Tubner got away with a face mask.
The ruling on the field was a completed catch, and the runner was down by rule. The previous play is under further review.
There's Sean Lewis, the head coach at San Diego State, who also runs the offense. Wanting to get another peek at this one.
Well, it's a middle screen call, and it was really called against the blitz that Boise was showing. To me, that looks like he's got possession. And it looks to me like that left leg was down, maybe as he was twisting down.
Certainly look from this point of view that the hip of that left side was on that blue turf. But it was a little closer. I thought on replay it was a little closer than how it looked live. And they're going to continue to take a look at this as Spencer Danielson, head coach of Boise State, saying whatever you want to do here, either we'll take it or we got a 4th down coming up anyway. Want to get another look at this one.
San Diego State kind of struggling with what they did in the Brady Hoke era. What they're trying to get more of is offensive explosivity, and just has not come in a lot of gushes, so to speak, this year. That's a little bit better shot of it. Mike, are you there? Are you watching this on the blue turf?
I'm always here for you, Petros. Come on. I think they're looking maybe at 2 things here. I mean, I think the element of possible targeting for that shoulder and forearm to the head and neck area, which is not a foul because he's not defenseless. So therefore, you have to have crown of the helmet involved here, which you don't have. Now the question is the hip down? Is the hip get down on the ground before the ball gets pulled loose? My feeling is looking at it is does, although it's very close. And so, you know, that's the determination that they're going to have to make as they're trying to get the shot to put together. When is that ball out? And it kind of feels to me like it is out. And there is a clear recovery, by the way, by the defense.
Here we go.
After
Thank you very
review,
much, Mike.
The ruling on the field stands. It's 4th down.
And one thing Tubner has to be careful of, he has been ejected twice already this year for targeting. And as Mike brought up, it wasn't necessarily a part of that play, but when he's flying in there at the end, he's got to be mindful of that. He's an important leader for this Boise State defense. It's Capel's back to return. Matsula, the punter for San Diego State. A 4th and 1 fake earlier on this drive, which they converted. Now Boise State's ready for it, and they'll be punting it away. Fair catch called right around the 25-yard line, so Boise State's getting it back after a 35-yard punt. That's where the Broncos will take over. There's Ashton Genty. We'll be right back.
Be humble. Tell him sit down.
The Broncos have been so good this year at getting the game on their terms. They scored a touchdown in the opening drive. They have scored 7 straight weeks, 7 straight games on their first possession of the ball game. And boy, what a difference that can make when you're able to have your offense march like that, get a score early, set the tone for the rest of the game.
Well, you know, Coach Danielson's a ball control type of guy. He likes that style. He's a defensive coach, and they have a running back that loves to possess the ball. So absolutely, it's a big part of their success.
Going to be a handoff to Ashton Genty. He's trying to find a little bit of space before he's brought down by Eric Butler after picking up 2.
Great job by Butler getting in there and getting to his feet, taking out his motors. Butler's been around a little bit of a while at San Diego State. Great looking player, looks great getting off the bus. 6'2", 190. Big strong safety making a good play at the line of scrimmage.
Had a pick 6 earlier this year at Wyoming. Pistol set now for Madsen. And it's going to be a handoff to Genty. He runs into his lineman, trying to bounce to the outside, and was still able to get some forward progress there. For Tano Latuli, drug him down.
Latuli gets him from behind. And you're going to see Genty kind of peel this one back. It's a zone to the right. Aztecs all over the place. The right side of the Boise line's been pretty decimated. But he's just so hard to get off of his feet. There you see Latuli, who's been really the defensive straw that stirred the drink this year for the Aztecs.
That's Camper in motion. Rolling out to the left side. Madsen looking for Camper. He's got him, spins through a tackle, and has the first down. That is some athleticism right there for the 5th-year senior from Texas.
DJ Herman ends up cleaning up the play, but you can see early, Trent, that Camper is a part of this Boise game plan. They got it to him in the first drive. They move Madsen. He's comfortable throwing on the run and get it to Camper. A short throw and let Camper get out there and create, runs right through Bryce Phillips.
Coming off a knee surgery, you wouldn't know it watching him on that play. Here comes first down and 10. Madsen dropping back to the right side, all kinds of room over there for Wagner, but there's a flag on the play in the backfield. Wagner's going to get to the 30, but where that yellow flag was thrown, 26 yards, could be coming all the way back.
Well, San Diego State is a great edge rushing defense. They have Eric Schmidt, who really is an expert at that. And this is Ashton Genty coming out there to the edge in pass protection.
Holding.
And he's very good at that.
Number 2 on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
But it looks like he pretty much tackled Bryce Phillips there and got the holding penalty. I don't think he really needed to. After the initial hit, it looked like Phillips was going to take an inside route and not get to Madsen, who was throwing it short to Wagner, the tight end. But Genty with a rare mistake.
So you go from gaining 26 to pushing it back 10 yards. The Boise State coaching staff very complimentary about Genty's blocking ability.
Yeah, he does everything pretty well. They don't throw the ball to him a whole bunch just because they're such a heavy run team. They do like to throw it to Louder and Wagner.
Now they will go to Genty. Gets it over on the left side. Able to get 6 of those penalty yards back before DJ Herman, the junior from Las Vegas, there on the tackle.
That left side of the Broncos offensive line, Cage Casey, Ben Dooley, they've been at it and more healthy than the right side has been this year. As you look at DJ Herman there who made the tackle, and they look like they got a pretty good push on that left side for Boise. That could be something to look at as the game goes on with Genty running behind him.
Pass fake now, trying to get a screen pass, a screen over to Genty. Genty gets through midfield, and it looks like he's going to have the first down, 16 yards on that gain. Genty says, "Pete, what are you talking about? I can catch the ball. Let's go."
A little bit of a muddy look here. You see what Maddox Madsen is looking at. Genty doing a great job kind of hiding behind the center. Zach Holmes coming out and making the catch. Dominic Oliver was right there. If he had read it, he might have had a play on the ball, but a good job by Holmes blocking downfield and Genty reading the blocks. Big third down conversion.
Right back to Genty, and a rare tackle for a loss is Trey White, the nation's leader in sacks there on the tackle for a loss.
Yeah, that's what I really like about this guy. He's not just a sack master. He reads screens. He's great against the run. This time he breaks outside. No chance for Cage Casey to get him, and closes with speed to make a sure tackle on one of the most difficult players in the country to tackle. Trey White has been excellent this year.
Moved from being a linebacker to that edge position, and what an impact he has made. Pressure again. This time the pass gets through to Chase Penry. It's going to be shy of the sticks, but still an 11-yard gain on 2nd and long.
Penry's a guy who started his career at Colorado. Nice job by the Boise offensive line picking up the game that San Diego State ran. Trey White looping around. As you're going to look at Penry just making a move on Herman. Big mismatch there in the slot. Easy for Madsen to see.
Another third down coming up here for Boise State. They've converted each of their first 2. Right to Genty. And of course, he's got the first down. That's what Ashton Genty does.
Yeah, he falls forward and he's difficult to tackle, but I have been impressed with San Diego State's ability to get him down near the line of scrimmage thus far in this game. It's Kyle Moretti, the linebacker, making a real sure tackle on Genty, starting up top and then getting down to his legs. They've done a pretty good job with him, even though he gets the first down.
Genty had such a gritty performance against UNLV last time. Now pass over the right side. It's for Wagner. Wagner had his 26-yarder called back earlier on this drive, but gets 13 yards and a first down here.
Yeah, they wanted to catch Trey White in no man's land and take advantage of his rush, and you see him, he's just kind of caught there. Should he take Wagner? Should he go forward to get Madsen? He decides to get Madsen. Easy decision for the quarterback to get it to the tight end and let him get some of those yards that were taken away.
Just the 4th reception of the year for Wagner. This is the 10th play of the drive now. Boise State, as they're back in the blue zone. Play action, looking for the end zone again, and they got him. Touchdown, Latrell Cables. And Cables has his 2nd of the night for 6.
Second of the night, 2nd of the year for a guy that missed last year with injury. As we said, they keep everything on the front side. They keep Cables on the front side, and he runs right by Staley, who was read and run and trying to stop Genty, and that's what happens when you have a guy like Ashton Genty. Everybody else gets to eat. It's like a buffet.
The team's leading pass catcher 2 years ago goes through the injury, comes back, and making a huge impact in this ball game tonight. Maddox Madsen, by the way, 8 of 9. Perfect pass right there. FS1 College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good. Shot of the Capitol here in Boise, Idaho, where all eyes have been on Latrell Cables tonight. And he's excited on the sideline. 2 touchdowns already in this game. His quarterback, Maddox Madsen, is having a real nice start as well.
They've done a great job making it easy for him. And that's because of a guy named Ashton Genty. Everybody's paying attention to him. And it makes Maddox Madsen's job so much more clear. You see exactly who they're targeting. It's Staley. He's staring at Genty. Everybody's staring at Genty. Even the corner, Chris Johnson, all staring in the backfield. Easy for Caples to slip by on the front side of all places. And Madsen delivers the ball. This offense revolves around number 2. And Dirk Cutter really knows how to make it work for everybody. These guys need some first down.
Just one so far in this game, and that was on the fake punt. And then the pass route is jumped, picked up by Amorion McCoy, all the way to the end zone. 34 yards on the pick 6.
You see the dejection on the face of O'Neal. McCoy was the hero of last week's game on defense for Boise State because he walked with Ricky White and really limited him last week against UNLV to only 3 catches. Does a great job here against their #1 receiver, Lewis Brown. Lewis Brown tries to hit him with a little bit of a hesitation double move. McCoy buys none of it. Snatches that ball and starts to create a really desperate situation for the Aztecs.
First pick 6 of McCoy's career. Had a comment earlier this week says, you don't come here to play cover 2. He goes man-to-man and ends up picking up 6 on the interception. All Boise early.
Well, yo, are y'all ready for me yet? Well, yo, are y'all ready for me yet?
Do you think those Sharks know the blue turf isn't actually water? They're having a good time in the student section right now. Why not? All Boise State.
There used to be rumors about birds plummeting to their death here on the blue turf, but those have been dissipated over the years.
Just how good Boise State has been is really something. Their only loss of the year is against #1 Oregon. It was at the Zoo, 3-point game, 37-34. The Broncos really had that game as well. They're number 15 right now, but as Boise State is trying to march towards an opportunity to participate in the college football playoff, one of the group of 5 teams, one of them's going to get in there, and all the animals are getting some love tonight.
I love that dog. That dog has a great purpose here at the stadium.
That dog's working hard.
Exactly.
I want to spend some time with that dog. We got to do that. We got to work that out in the meantime. Well, Danny O'Neal back on the field after a pick 6. The last time we saw him, the freshman, going up against such a stout Bronco defensive line. Now chasing 3 touchdowns, running out of time, and he's going to be brought down to the backfield. No team in America has more sacks than Boise State, and Michael Callahan and Braxton Feely got in on that one.
Yeah, they got some of those interior guys some love. Feely's been their most productive interior guy as far as sacks and tackles go. He's right on top of it, and then Callahan's there to clean it up. And San Diego State really getting in trouble now as another penalty. Man, those come fast and furious here with this crowd at Boise.
False start. Number 65 on the offense. It's 5 yards. Still second down.
So a 9-yard loss on the sack, and then the second false start of the game. And they even keep track of that here at Boise State for
108, I think that is.
It's a lot. Well, there's a little tracker over here on the left side. That's 2 in this game.
But yeah, not 108 in this game.
That would be a lot. It might feel like that for the way this start has been for San Diego State. And that pass complete over the left side, but going nowhere was Jordan Napier.
Napier's a guy who was here last year. Very good play by Rodney Robinson coming up and making another play on the receiver. Napier out of Fontana, California. One of the carryovers from Sean Lewis's staff, from the staff last year, Brady Hope. What do you do here on 3rd and 20? I mean, they've got to establish the run. They've got to get the ball in Cooper's hands. Might as well try a draw here for the next drive.
Cooper just 2 carries, 3 yards so far. They launch way downfield, and that one's going to be intercepted. It was Tubner that got to it. Works like a punt on 3rd and 20, but Tubner will take it anyway.
The voice of the defense and the quarterback on the special teams, Alexander Tubner. Got a heck of a mustache, too, under that helmet. Doing a good job in support
Rolling
of
on the
Banks.
field is an interception by Boise State. First down.
Another one of those carryover receivers, Mekhi Shaw, was the intended guy, and it was just thrown too much into the field by O'Neal for Shaw to have a shot at it. And that's 2 picks and just a few throws.
The former walk-on proving to America, it's not just that he's a great story. He is a heck of a ball player. Flea flicker action here. Madsen. I've seen that pass get deflected there, trying to get a little trickery. A night after some trick-or-treat.
Yeah, they like that flea flicker. I mean, everything runs off what Genty does, and they had a couple guys short that Madsen wanted to get the ball to, but he does get his fair share batted at the line of scrimmage. Only 5'10" listed is Maddox Madsen, so not exactly a towering inferno back there.
That was New Mexico transfer Cody Moon with that last pressure. Now the give to Genty as he goes bouncing around. And he's going to get to the 45 before a late flag coming in from the secondary. As Genty is brought down on the final play of the quarter. Officials getting together here.
Just that first step that Genty has to make somebody miss, even on a short run like that. The quick twitch he has when he gets the ball is just really impressive. Coach Lewis looking on, trying to figure out what he can do.
There's no foul for a block in the back. This is the end of the first quarter.
So they're going to pick up the flag. Maddox Madsen, 8 of 10, 117. Boise State 21, San Diego State nothing so far as we get set to begin the second quarter. Maddox Madsen sure taking advantage of all eyes being on Ashton Genty. A really good start for him.
This has been his year. He's been efficient. He's been great on 4th down. He takes care of the football, gets him in the right sets. That's why he's the starter. Big 3rd down. San Diego State's got to get off the field.
They've converted all 3 going into this one. Now Madsen's going to keep it himself, and he's got it. 4 for 4 on 3rd down. Now is Boise State 8 yards for Madsen in the first.
And that's the one thing I didn't get in while we were talking about all the things he does well, his feet. He really can erase some things with his feet. That's only a 3-man rush, and nobody is there spying, and if they were, they weren't able to get to him.
They don't try to do a whole lot of designed run for Madsen, but his ability to extend plays is pretty good.
Yeah, Latuli was the closest to him, but nowhere close to prevent him from getting the first down.
So into Aztec territory. And off to Genty, goes stiff arm 1, brought down by 2, and there's the Aztec swarm at the end of that play. Cody Moon there for the first hit and a loss of 3.
I like Cody Moon. I loved him when he was at New Mexico. Just a wildly productive player at New Mexico. There's Latuli, who's there as well. And they're trying to run to that right side, and that right side of the offensive line is completely makeshift for Boise. I think they're trying to give those guys a little push, but no push there. They did a good job getting to Genty and bringing him down, but can they get off the field? 2nd and long gives them a bit of a chance.
2nd and 13. Man in motion there was Caples. The pass going to be caught over the middle. It goes over to Prince Strawn. 10-yard gain, so 3rd and 3 coming up. 3rd down so far has been no problem for Boise State.
Yeah, Strawn from Freeport, Grand Bahama making a play. Will Nimmo makes the tackle.
To the air they go to Genty, and he's got his 2nd catch of the game. And he's brought down to the 25-yard line, so Genty getting it done. 15 yards through the air for the Heisman Hope.
Just a quick flat route, and Genty very, very adroit, just getting his head around quick as Madsen sees him and delivers that ball. Nobody out there. A miscommunication for the Aztecs as Staley comes to make the tackle, and then Staley chirping at Genty. Down 21.
Hey, Genty's a target everywhere he goes. Timeout on the field is going to be called by San Diego State.
San Diego State. It's their first of the half. 30 seconds in lane.
We got a real big game coming up tomorrow as well. Big noon kickoff is live from Happy Valley for the matchup of the year, they're calling it. Ohio State versus Penn State, a top 5 matchup. Heisman hopeful Travis Hunter joins the show. Gronk profiles tight end Tyler Warren, and actor Ken Jeong sizes up the playoff race. Then it's Ohio State and Penn State at noon only on Fox.
Blackbird beard versus bald head. Very exciting.
Huge matchup. What a job James Franklin has done with that Penn State team.
This is the one. You got to beat Ohio State. And Ohio State looks more vulnerable than they've been in a little bit of a while against Penn State. Should be a great one as you see what Boise State's been able to do. Controlling the football. And remember that first down from San Diego State came, like you said, on a fake punt.
Empty backfield for Madsen with Genty on the sidelines. 5 receiver set. Pass goes over the right side and is cut. Able to get it to Matt Lauer. He's just going to keep on trucking and gets 5 extra yards after the catch for a first.
Lauder's pretty good, and he's a good blocker too. A guy that Dirk Cutter thinks has a future in the NFL. Does a good job just getting 5 yards downfield, stopping and turning and showing the numbers to Madsen. And now they're just running offense. They're not worried about Genty. Empty backfield. He's on the sideline, and they're still getting a lot of positive yardage. Aztecs are really on their heels right now.
1st and 10 coming. They go to Genty. Passes it to the outside, and he's going to be stopped just past the line of scrimmage. It just feels like, Petros, as Tano Latuli gets the tackle. San Diego State has basically said, we're not going to let Ashton Genty beat us, but that's opened up everything else for Boise State.
Yeah, and that was a little bit like the UNLV game. They are getting every hat they possibly can to the ball, and you see a great job by Latuli just reading that and waiting for his teammates to come and get him, but tackling Genty big, digging his fingers in, and making sure the journey ends right there. Coach Lewis is going to need more than that, and you can't have that. Latuli coming off, holding that right arm.
He's been their leading tackler in this game. Madsen all kinds of time in the backfield, goes in the air. He's got another score. Finds Prince Strong for the touchdown. Boise State, 27-0, 14 yards on that one to Strong.
Strong has been described as up and down as far as production. Today, it seems like the entire offense is up. He runs an arrow route, coming in and then arrowing back out. A little bit of hand play there on the hips of the defender to come even cleaner, but a nice read and great protection by a pretty beat-up offensive line.
I mentioned earlier, Petros, Strong from Grand Bahama, as the BAT is good. He just picked up football 5 years ago. Then all of a sudden, he's the leading receiver of his high school team, and here he is getting in the end zone for number 15, Boise State. They're up 28-0. There's Prince Strong, first touchdown catch of the season. Just put Boise State up 28-0. Every drive, 10, 8, 9 plays, and we are just seeing Boise State move the ball with relative ease so far.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns for Boise State, just 1 first down for San Diego State.
And other than Genty being basically bottled up, getting the yards that he needs when they need him, but none of the long signature runs that have really spelled his Heisman candidacy at the beginning of this year. Hasn't happened much in the last week and a quarter, but they are eating offensively.
Short kick by Taylor Shive. I don't know if that was by design. It might have been, but a little pooch kick is going to result in pretty decent field position for San Diego State.
Yeah, some linebacker return action. DJ Herman, the junior out of Vegas, looking sweet, running the ball. And pretty good field position for Danny O'Neal, the freshman quarterback. And he is playing a bit like a freshman in this one. And that's kind of the rub when you play a true freshman. He's going to develop. He's going to be great. Sean Lewis is going to have this team offensively on the right track, but some growing pains here early on the blue.
7th career start. There's a true freshman opener, one of just 2 in college football this year. Gets the first down there. The first down by the Aztecs offense in this game. 13 yards to Nate Bennett.
Nate Bennett, reliable guy, Portland State transfer, is able to make that catch, and that's huge for the confidence of O'Neal. We'll see if it turns into anything.
5 receptions a week ago did Bennett. Pressure is on. O'Neal goes way up in the air. Wasn't too far down the sideline, out of the reach of everybody. Incomplete. Herbert Gums, rather, there with the pressure.
They really know how to squeeze that box. The interior guys, Gums and Feely, and then Jaden Virgin Morgan and Hassanin. You see Sheldon Newton there, just a really high-performing defensive line for Eric Chenander's defense this year. Not really a surprise, but a huge part of this team's success.
O'Neal on a screen pass, going nowhere. Ran right into Andrew Simpson, who had a huge interception last week against UNLV. Gets a 3-yard stop right there.
Simpson's been playing football here for a little bit of a while. Redshirt junior. And they've just done a great job sniffing out screens. He saw that. No chance by Fuia Maono, the tackle, to find him.
So 3rd and 13 coming up now for Danny O'Neal and this Aztec offense. O'Neal with some time has a wide open target, and he got it to him. Jordan Napier there, 41 yards and a big-time 3rd down conversion, and the Aztecs sure needed that.
Well, they needed something, and this is the most positive thing they've had. Napier's lined up in the slot. He's one-on-one with Ty Benefield and just burns him to the inside. No help.
We're going to go to Cooper. Couple 3-yard gain there for active leading rusher in America for career yards.
Yeah, and I thought that they could have done a better job. Circumstances, a game begins, and once the live bullet starts, it's pretty crazy, but they could have done a better job in the first quarter of establishing Cooper. Now they need him in the red zone.
Now they go to Cooper, no play fake, fooled everybody, now a pass thrown away. Jaden Virgin Morgan there with the pressure. He's on that one side, and you got Hassanin on the other. Those two have teamed up for a lot of pressure and a lot of sacks in the backfield.
Yeah, you see Hassanin there. His existence, just like Ashton Genty's existence offensively, really opens things up for everybody else, and it's helped Jaden Virgin Morgan, who's played his best football, they say, the last 2 weeks, 6.5 sacks on the year.
3rd and 7, 7th play of the drive. O'Neal gives it to Cooper. Cooper breaks through one tackle, not another, but a flag is thrown right around the line of scrimmage. Gums made the tackle there. There may have been some hands around the face.
Yeah, he looked like he got away from Hassanin early. But what is the penalty?
San Diego State on the season in the bottom 10 in college football when it comes to scoring touchdowns in the red zone.
Number 57 on the offense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
And it's going to be a kicking situation here.
Yeah, Fui Meono again getting his name called the 2nd time this drive, that time for the holding, but San Diego State needed something positive. If anything, the points are huge, but just to keep that defense on the sideline for a moment, let them catch their breath and take a look at some pictures.
Gabriel Placencia will be the kicker for the Aztecs. 11-12 on the season. This one from 27 yards up and through, and the Aztecs are on the board. And at least we see San Diego State get something on this drive, and they can thank this play right here. Jordan Napier, 41 yards, set up the Aztec offense. They at least get through.
And I'm gonna shine on me until my heart stop. Go ahead and read me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
FS1 College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger looking good. Petros, they brought their costumes. Where's yours? You dress up Halloween yesterday?
I have not dressed up for Halloween since I was 10 years old, unfortunately. I'm not that much fun. But they make up for it here at Albertson Stadium. Boise Batman's here. I love seeing him.
We did see Boise Batman early on.
Unmasked, which was very upsetting.
And that's not just a Halloween deal. That's
no, Boise Batman's here all the time. There he is. No! The world cannot know your identity. Oh, terrible moment. Well, okay, at least we still have Boise Vader and his mystery.
Bad timing right there for Boise.
Terrible.
That's too bad. That's a shame.
Bruce Wayne's not going to be able to go back to the mansion tonight.
First down coming up here for Boise State. They give it to Ashton Gentry, who was able to break through a tackle and gain a couple of yards. A bit of a slowish start for Ashton Gentry so far, who has been so good this season, but it's clear the Aztec game plan is just to swarm number 2.
Well, he's had so many successful games and so many unbelievable runs. You see what he's done, and you see what's happened tonight, that defenses are going to key and focus on. And that is the result is the success of the Boise offense. Everything they're doing is based off of Gentry, but the numbers are not popping because he hasn't popped one.
Longest run of the night, 8 yards. There's a pass over the right side for Camper. Camper is able to be the one to break through some tackles.
His body really looks alive tonight, doesn't it?
6-yard gain right there.
6-yard gain for
Cameron Camper getting loose, and he is by far their most talented receiver. The hand tap drill, the stop move, and then trying to run away from people on the outside. Just a great repertoire.
Another 3rd and short coming up here for the Broncos, who are 5 of 5 tonight on 3rd down. #15 team in the country. That's 12 of 14. Goes here this time. They get 12 of 15 in the first 3rd down incompletion of the game. So that's going to bring out the punt team for the Broncos.
I like the idea. They were trying to get Gentry out on the edge and bring Caples underneath. Madsen gets hit low by Trey White, the excellent pass rusher. And San Diego State, after scoring 3 points, forces a stop. They get off the field. That's momentum for Sean Lewis's team in a very, very adverse environment.
Guy Shaw, the kick returner here for the Aztecs. Gets it at the 20, has a seam on the sideline. He's going to be knocked out just past the 35. So Shaw with a 15-yard gain. And we will see what Danny O'Neal and the Aztec offense can do, down 25 midway through the second. Marquez Cooper trying to lead something for San Diego State. He did score on their last drive. The Aztec defense just got a stop for Boise State. So San Diego State trying to create some momentum here after Boise State jumped out to a 28-0 lead to begin this game, scoring on each of their first 4 drives. So finally a stop, and well, we'll see what Danny O'Neal, the freshman quarterback, can do under center for San Diego State. Screen pass right side over the middle. No gain there. Rodney Robinson with the tackle.
They've just been so aggressive against the Aztec screen game, and I know they want to run that screen game as kind of a run game substitute on first down, but Rodney Robinson out of San Bernardino, California, the senior, right there to make contact at the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of broken tackles.
Napier nowhere to go. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here comes the Boise pressure. Hand off to Cooper, who finds a seam, gets through one. Cooper's got some space off to the right side. He's going to get brought down at the 20. Chased down by Robinson, but not before he picks up 45 yards on that carry.
Second big play for the Aztecs offense in as many drives. Cooper with a big hole and exploiting it. He does not have the long speed that Gentry possesses, but a nice job getting out there.
Actually 42 yards, but another pass complete over to the left side. It's Jerry McClure. Check that, Makai Shaw with that reception.
Shaw really got this started, didn't he, with that punt return that got the drive going a little bit. And now San Diego State back in the red zone. Boise maybe a little bit too much of an exhalation here in the second quarter.
53 yards the last 2 plays, and now they go right back to the tailback Cooper, who tried to get over the top of Ty Benefield, but he's taken down.
That's a live body on Marquez Cooper. 5'8", 200 pounds, coming right at Benefield, and Benefield stays up. Looked like he was going to go down, but stays up and capture those legs. Get him down, but San Diego State with an opportunity to get a first down before they score. See if they go back to Cooper here.
A quick drive. They do go back to Cooper, who spins through a tackle. Cooper fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, San Diego State. Makai Cooper, 6 yards. And Marquez Cooper scores for the 9th time this season.
Little bit of a limp coming off the field as Cooper gave him about 5 or 6 different moves within that 5-yard little window. Great run. Taking it to Washington, Zion Washington at the end. A willful run, maybe the best run of the night so far by the NCAA leader, Marquez Cooper.
42nd career touchdown.
Wow.
Most in college football, one more than Devin Neal at Kansas. And then you got Ashton Genty's 3-tag at Boise State, but all of a sudden the Aztecs showing some life on this drive, and that was a heck of a power run right there for Cooper. Spinning through some tackles, just fought his way into the end zone right there for San Diego State.
Yeah, I love this run, and I like that they got him established a little bit here in the second quarter. I feel like maybe they would not have had such quick 3-and-out type drives in the first quarter had they involved Cooper a little bit more, but Sean Lewis got to feel a little bit better about the way his offense and team has responded. Special teams, they got a nice punt return. They got a stop defensively. Cooper had the big run to get him down there as well. Look at that big hole opening up. Good job by Braden Bryant, the center, who's been a little beat up, walling off the defense. You know you ain't got the juice to get all the way to the end zone when you have to pull the stop move. But a great run by Cooper.
Still able to get 42 yards. Hey, the last time San Diego State was here, they jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Boise responded in the second half with 35 unanswered. Now trying to turn the tables on this Bronco team. Then we got a big day coming up on Sunday. Huge NFL doubleheader on Fox. First, Dak, the Cowboys take on the Falcons or other regional action. Then it's America's Game of the Week as Jared Goff leads the Lions against the Packers or Rams Seahawks. Check local listings for games in your area Sunday on Fox. Pretty amazing the improvement Jared Goff has made throughout his career. He's looked so good for Detroit. Speaking of looking good, there was Ashton Genty. 11 carries, just 31 yards so far in this one. Pass over the middle is caught by Louder. Top tight end target. Broncos feature, 8-yard gain.
Nice job by Madsen when they get him on the move. He's very efficient. If you've tuned in for the Ashton Genty explosion, like you said, only 31 yards through the air.
Genty gets the first down, and that's the one area you could limit Ashton Genty, but when he's got a chance to get a first down, he's going to get it, and you can tell he's playing through some pain.
Yeah, it looks like that left arm is bothering him. They adjusted the strap on it right after his first carry, but just the will and the strength in the legs to push the pile. You see there's 3 Aztecs hanging off him, a couple guys trying to help him, but he is a falling forward back and a willful back. And they are stacking the box on every run down, as you see San Diego State mugging up to stop it.
Trying to slip through some pressure. And Genty only gains a yard.
They are making it hard, and that is why you see Strawn with a touchdown catch, Caples with a couple touchdown catches, Penry has shown up, Louder, Wagner, all these guys have made plays around Ashton Genty. As you see, Trey White and San Diego State, hands on hips, a little bit tired of tackling the guy, but they're doing a good job.
Trey White is such a good pass rusher. You mentioned it earlier, but I think it bears worth repeating the job that he has done in the run game, slowing down Genty tonight, including that last play. Madsen's been excellent in this one. Pass over the middle is incomplete through the hands of Cameron Camper. It's the 4th incompletion for Madsen. 14 of 18, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And for all the talk we've gotten on Genty's video game numbers so far tonight, it's been Madsen.
Madsen's been looking good, but look at that. I mean, there was no room for that drive route. San Diego State was right in the area. And here they are with another 3rd and long. Chance to get off the field. San Diego State's kind of flipped the script here in the second quarter.
Throws the 3rd down back, extra pass protection there. Madsen slips through one, now bounces to the outside, still looking to throw. He will, and he's got his man. Looks like it may be short of the marker. We will see.
Going to be very close Was that Latuli who was on him that missed the sack? Coming right down that A gap and then looping into the B gap. Latuli just can't bring him down. Madsen improvising, very good at that when he throws on the run. First down.
Henry hangs on and gets that first. Now on the run again. This one goes to Camper. Slide and makes the catch.
That missed sack by Latuli, huge moment that really could have turned things for San Diego State to force another punt. Now Genty back in the game and Boise in plus territory.
You had a San Diego State team who had scored 10 unanswered. Their defense was starting to step up. Pressure was on. Now it feels right back like Boise domination on this drive. And again, they go over the middle to Chase Penry. And that aerial assault from Madsen, who's an excellent manager under center, but Genty getting the attention. He's done a good job.
Sure has.
Second and short. They fake it to Genty. Now Madsen will roll the right side. A little too tall for Penry, incomplete.
Penry getting a lot of run here. Just comes into this game with 10 receptions. That's his third target. He's had 2 catches. This one wasn't behind him just a little bit, but right through both hands. It could have been that Madsen was trying to throw him away from Chris Johnson, who was coming on that side.
Penry did not have a reception in either of the last 2 Bronco games, but 2 on this drive alone.
Alert Genty, third and short.
They give it to Genty. He's going to be tackled at the 25. He's got the first down, but there is a flag on the play. See if this one ends up coming back.
DJ Herman took a little bit of the brunt of that hit against Genty. Genty might not be at 100%. You know,
illegal block in the back. Number 9 on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still third down.
Well, there's Camper right there, who was called for it. And yeah, he's right on the back of Chris Johnson. Good sized corner, has been playing really well. Genty cut right in front of that anyway, but this creates a third and long situation, another situation where the Aztecs have a chance to get the ball back.
Tyler Crow is beside Madsen. He's there to help. Rush on, pass over to the left side, and that one is caught. Brought in by Latrell Caples. Heck of an effort right there for the first down. 16 yards on that pickup. And the redshirt senior from Lancaster, Texas gets it done.
Yeah, he's on the same side there. Caples just coming to the out against Bryce Phillips, and really well thrown ball by Madsen. And like you said, he's a bit of a surgeon in this first half. Heartbreaking for the Aztecs, but Boise's showing a lot of offense beyond their running back.
Whistle for Madsen. Handout Genty. Genty brought down just beyond the line of scrimmage. We'll gain 1 as Brady Nasser is going to take him down, and that's going to take us into the 2-minute out. Early on, it was all Broncos. Fans having a nice time. The dance moves were going, but the Aztecs make a little push here. Broncos trying to respond. It's pretty clear Ashton Genty playing through some pain for Boise State here in this game. You can tell the production just has not been there in this game, and he's also, you can tell he's hurt.
He's got his power, he's breaking tackles, but his body doesn't come alive when contact arrives in the contact zone. You see the numbers there.
2nd and 10. Madsen scrambling out of the pocket, going over the right side. We'll try to throw on the run. Flag comes in. There's a flag at the end of that play.
He got moved off his spot. He had Ashton Genty on the left side coming wide open on an out route from the backfield. But too much pressure.
Number 68 on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still second down.
So they'll push it back to 2nd and 20, but for Ashton Genty, Had all kinds of space.
Yeah, he was wide open, but Madsen just didn't see him because of pressure.
Part of the development process, Maddox Madsen, redshirt sophomore, American Fork, Utah.
Home of American Fork High School, the Caveman.
Showing off his arm here, gets the pass through. And it's going to be right at the line, trying to get it to Austin Bolt. He got it 18 yards, but it's going to be just short of the sticks.
Austin Bolt looks like a tight end, 6'3", 215-pound guy lined up in the slot and just running free until the ball arrives, and Whitmore jumps on his back. Another great ball from Madsen, who's been sharp. That throw to Camper earlier was just beautiful on third down, and now a third and short. Will they give it to Genty?
Genty has earned all the hard yards tonight, and they do give it to him. He slips through a tackle, keeping those legs trucking.
Didn't get it.
Man, he might be short here. That's Cody Moon. Good job on that tackle by Moon. Out-muscling Ashton Genty. That's no small feat.
Yeah, Moon's a little light. I mean, he's only 210 pounds. That's kind of been the knock on him in his career, as you see Genty just slow to get up. And Moon's going to find him a little awkward and almost kind of like a wrestling move there. He's able to flip him over. Boise's not stopping, though. They're lined up to go.
Yeah, they're going to go for it here. It's Genty in the backfield. 4th and short. They'll go to the air. Madsen looking end zone, and he got his man. Touchdown, Latrell Caples. His 3rd of the night.
What a play call by Dirk Cutter, and what a read by Maddox Madsen. I don't know if that was the call to get it to Caples over the middle, if that's what they wanted to do, but Madsen reads the right side, turns to the left side, and then turns to the middle to deliver that ball. Working progression, brilliant drive from Boise State, overcoming mistakes of their own.
This offseason, Malachi Nelson, a 5-star quarterback, transferred in from USC. But you talk to this Boise State coaching staff, they've been all about Maddox Madsen the whole way, and his ability to make throws like this a big reason why.
Just way too much cushion there from Whitmore. No pressure at all because everybody's so worried about Genty and then worried about the tight ends in the flat. Nobody worried about Caples, who's had the half of his life.
There's a smile right there for Madsen. Caples enjoying it as well, for sure. But Boise State on 4th down now has converted 10 straight. They're 10 of 12 on 4th down this season. And that was a real big score because you had San Diego State starting to inch back into this game, and then late here in this second quarter, Boise State with a bit of a statement there to finish that drive strong.
Yeah, no doubt their offense had sputtered a little bit. San Diego State had a couple of opportunities to get him off the field and just could not do it because of the sharp passing of Madsen.
Turning to hit a pretty decent return.
Yeah, they're kicking it short. I'm not sure
Harrison.
why.
Harrison's going to give San Diego State a chance here with 18 seconds to go in the half.
They have an excellent kicker, too, Sensia. Interesting decision there to kick it short.
So they're going to give Danny O'Neill an opportunity for this Aztec team to respond on a short field coming up here, starting this drive at the 41-yard line.
Boise's going to get the ball to start the second half.
O'Neill, pressure is on, trying to get through it. He can't. Brought down by Jaden Virgin Morgan. 6-yard loss on the sack, and that will take us. Well, hold on a second. They're going to call a timeout, I think.
Got an injured player here.
Timeout for a defensive player.
That's
Braxton Feely, yeah, that's their defensive tackle who's been so impactful. You see him kind of go down there after he was double teamed.
Maybe holding that wrist a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like Masuli he was locked up with. You see Virgin Morgan come around and make that sack. He's been really productive the last few weeks, and Feely's up and off the field.
With the injury that happened on the defense, there's an automatic 10-second runoff. San Diego State has elected for that 10-second runoff. This is halftime.
Makes us -7 seconds.
That's so a 30-minute and 7-second first half. Well, 35 points put on the board by the Broncos. A really, really strong opening 30 minutes for Boise State. 35-10 here at the half. Coming up after this quick break, we'll send you to Rob Stone for the halftime show coming up, where Ashton Genty's been held in check. That's been no issue for number 15. Boise costumes for this one, and they're having a celebratory affair so far. Boise State jumping out to a 28-0 lead, and they're up 35-10 at halftime. He's Petros Papadakis. My name is Kurt Rush. Petros, in the first half, we saw Boise jump out to that big lead. San Diego State started to get back in there, but then we saw Boise finish strong.
Yeah, it's really been Maddox Madsen doing a great job surgically sort of picking apart the San Diego State defense as Ashton Genty is being keyed upon, and they're doing a great job stopping him. It's 2.5 yards and a cloud of turf pellets for Genty right now, but the offense is kind of rallying around him.
Yeah, you can tell Genty maybe a little bit banged up right now at this point, but trying to push through that. We'll see if the Heisman hopeful can turn it around in the second half. Meanwhile, Madsen through the air has been sensational, and it doesn't hurt to have a receiver you can find not once, not twice, but 3 times the end zone like Caples right here.
Probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. Would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything. You know I said that I am better now, better now. I only say that cause you're not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down.
Cables number 3 scores tonight as we go by the numbers, sponsored by Lowe's. Score with the Lowe's app. Download now. The yard differential, it's been dramatic. It's been Boise State, that first half, complete domination for the Broncos.
Yeah, especially in the first quarter, but they had a great opportunity to come back and cut it and make it a 17-point to 28 kind of deal. Didn't happen. You see the offensive stars. Madsen has really stepped up because they are keying on Genty. First and second down, they are diving down into the box, making it really hard on him. And as we've talked about, he's a little beat up, but Caples with the 3 scores is having the night of his life. Boise's offense looks strong. People in the crowd excited, but I wouldn't want to sit behind a guy in a big hat.
That may be obstructed view. Genty, you mentioned this. The slow start, 8 of his 15 carries, 2 yards or less, including 6 of his last 7. It's been tough for him just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ashton Genty wearing that big old brace on that left arm back in the huddle for Boise State. A true Heisman contender, trying to put up Heisman-like numbers, but it's been tough tonight.
Yeah, they want him to bust one. Everybody in this crowd is begging that he bust one, but that left arm is hurt from the UNLV game. There's no doubt about that. And San Diego State may be cutting off their nose to spite their face because they've been hurt by almost everybody else on Boise's offense.
Well, now Genty has a tough time handling the pitch, was able to recover, now using his right arm for a stiff arm, was able to push through for a gain of 6.
Yeah, and he's moving left, so he's going to have the ball in his left arm to protect it with the sideline, and he's got one of the great straight arms in all of college football, maybe one of the best I've ever seen. He's got to catch that snap and gets right by McEwen early and just kind of fights his way for one of the better runs that he's had all night, which is crazy to say.
I'll actually give him 8 on that one as he just kept going, tiptoeing down that line of scrimmage, even with all kinds of traffic. We go back to Genty here, who's met at the line but falls forward for a first down. Tano Latuli was there, but not enough to stop him short of the stakes.
He always gets more than you think that he was set to get. He always gets 1 or 2 more yards. Good job by Cage Casey there at left tackle, getting in there and getting a little bit of a push, but trying to establish Genty early here in the second half is what Dirk Cutter is doing.
Madsen will go to the air. Well, now they're trying to scramble out of the pocket. He's got all kinds of running room. Madsen across midfield before he's brought down. After a gain of 14 yards.
You can see that developing from here. Once he broke that tackle, he had a lot of space. You're going to see Genty with the beautiful pickup there on the edge against McEwen, getting in his way. And Madsen with really one of his better runs of the night. He had a big one in the first half as well. A really kind of underreported part of his game.
Genty making an impact even when he doesn't have the ball. This time he does have the ball and a seam. Genty trying to push through, gets by. Genty's still going and gets down to the 15-yard line.
Well, they pull around those guys from the left side. Ben Dooley. The whole left side pulls around, and Genty gets behind him. A nice job by Lauder as well, getting a block on Cody Moon, and finally Genty with a little bit of space to work and break tackles, runs right over Staley, doing some creating down the field. That's what the fans came to see.
35 yards, his longest of the night. And just 48 yards in this game prior to that last run. They go back to Genty. Genty trying to go over the top, but he's brought down to the 11. And some words to follow from Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, a really good corner, and what do? You want to take Genty's legs out. He knows that. He wants to embarrass you on the edge. A great job by Johnson, waiting for Genty to take off, and then he hammers him with the top of his helmet right on his legs. But still a very productive run for Genty, who's having a great drive here to start out the second half.
This has been the Heisman Ashton Genty so many have talked about. Genty up the middle. A little tripped up there. Short of the 5, which he needed for the first down.
Yeah, and he's just slow to get up every time, but he's a real bruiser. He's a fighter, and he gets up and comes at it. Looks like he tripped over a foot here. Yeah, looks like his left foot hit twice and tripped him up. Had a hole, was probably going to the house. Trey White was the closest to him.
3rd and 4, 7th play of the drive. They've all been runs from Boise State. We're in the first drive of the second half, and now there's going to be a timeout called by Boise State.
Timeout. Boise State. It's their first of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Petros, you almost wonder for Boise State, they have a sizable lead right now, knowing what their team goal is for the season, also knowing they want Genty to win the Heisman. Of course they do. You want to get him his numbers, but you also got to protect your banked-up running back as well. It's kind of a different perspective to be in.
Now here he is getting bottled up. San Diego State committing almost everybody they have to the line of scrimmage. You see the safeties flying up. Latuli, who's been really active all night, right on top of him there. Krishna Clay getting some shots in. Everybody's put a hat on Genty. But then he finally gets going a little bit. All it takes is a hole. Great job blocking that one up front for his longest run of the night. And that has set up this red zone appearance in this 3rd and short for the Broncos early in the second half.
Genty's had more yards on this drive than he had in the entire first half. 5 for 52. That's it. Stepping through the pocket, has the first down for Boise State. Another 3rd down conversion.
Again, just so close to getting him. Alu, number 99, the nose tackle. Diving at those legs, just cannot come up with it before he gets the first down. And this has been a real arduous drive for the San Diego State defense, taking a lot of heavy punches.
Thank you.
Now, I've seen a lot, but I haven't seen that. First time I've ever heard the ref say that. But they were standing in front of the play clock.
Got to move the sideline passes. Can't let the Fifth time in the red zone. 4 touchdowns so far. Can they go 5 for 5? Play fake. Madsen looking left, incomplete. And Genty was wide open there if he wanted to swing. Chris Johnson was credit for the breakup. Thought he had a pick.
Yeah, and I think Chris Johnson just realized that he didn't have Genty. Well, he came on the other side. And I don't know what Madsen was looking at. He was just kind of stuck on that read. But second and goal.
It's Genty to the right of Madsen, the quarterback. High snap, they give to Genty. Bounces it to the left side, and he will walk into the end zone. Ashton Genty gets his first score of the night. And Boise State's piling on here to start the second half.
Well, that's exactly what they wanted to do on this drive. Go out there, establish Genty, get that run game going. And there was nobody out there. Lauder pulled around to make a play on somebody to block and wall somebody off, but that left side was just wide open for Genty, and he trots in.
PAT is up and good for all the attention that Genty gets to have 2 plays in a row back-to-back where there was nobody in the area. A little surprising. Making the most of it. Ashton Genty. This is a nice little stroll for 6 for Boise State. You knew Ashton Genty was waiting right there. A night after Halloween, a spooky sight for every defense in America. For all the hard runs, an easy one for his 40th of his career.
Yeah, might have been the easiest touchdown he's ever scored in his life. Half speed all the way in. But a really good-looking drive from Boise, and San Diego State offense had to sit and watch the whole thing.
Kickoff goes into the end zone. Ashton Genty, 19 rushing touchdowns this season. I mentioned the 40 for his career. Pretty wild. Both running backs in this game over 40 scores. But San Diego State is going to need a whole lot tonight, trailing 42-10.
They could have done a better job early in the game establishing Marquez Cooper. It's all spilled milk now. They need to establish some kind of drive. That defense is gassed after the way they came out and got punched in the mouth.
Boise State has dominated time of possession. Danny O'Neal is going to slide. Gain a few yards on that one.
Yeah, doing a little bit of a Madsen impression, getting away from Andrew Simpson in the backfield. Finding a way to get a couple yards before he slides in front of Virgin Morgan, who had a big sack in the first half.
Boise State time of possession around 25 minutes. For San Diego State, just 10. Danny throws it left side, and it is picked off. Did it hit the ground? It's going to hit the ground. Okay. Zion Washington was right there. Was trying to say he had it, but it looked like it was off the turf.
What an ill-advised throw from Danny O'Neal. I'm not exactly sure what he was looking at there. He threw it right into the breadbasket of Washington. Good fake. A little bit of pressure there. I just don't know where that ball was going. He was covered all the way, Jordan Napier. Just throws it out to him.
6 pass broken up this season. San Diego State 1 of 7 on 3rd down. Here's another 3rd down here, and there goes Virgin Morgan with a throwdown in the backfield.
Well, he thought he had his outlet in Marquez Cooper, but he got covered up right away by Washington, and there was nowhere to go with the football for Danny O'Neal, and just a nightmare scenario for Sean Lewis and the Aztecs coming out to start the second half. Almost a free rush from Virgin Morgan, and the back, who looked like he came open, was not open.
His 2nd sack of the night comes on 3rd down, forces a punt situation. A good punt, decent field position for Boise State. I say that, and it's an amazing punt that's going to trickle all the way down and be down at the 1-yard line. 80 yards on that kick by Tyler Putsua. Maybe play of the day for the Aztecs. He's enjoying it, but his team down big, 42-10 Boise. Ashton Genty scored in the last drive for Boise State. There's a look at the Heisman frontrunners. Of course, Travis Hunter having an amazing season, doing what we've never seen before, but Ashton Genty very much in the race, but he's got to continue putting up big numbers.
Yeah, I know Brady Quinn, our colleague, loves Cam Ward, and the quarterbacks have been solid, but Hunter's putting on a show, and Ashton Genty, especially up until last week, has just been a highlight reel walking.
go to Genty here. And that run will put him over the century mark. So he's at 101 yards as a touchdown in this game. And you can just see the pain he is in on every play, staying in there in a 42-10 game in the second half, grinding out yards.
Yeah, and you wonder if he's in there because they're trying to stat pad just a little bit. That maybe that's not the right word for it as we look at Spencer Danielson. Obviously a Heisman Trophy trip to New York alone for a Boise State player like Kellen Moore took a long time ago is a huge deal.
Genty sheds that tackle, showing off that muscle. And able to get a first down, and the flag comes way late at the end of the play.
Yeah, that looked like some extracurricular, as we say, with Cage Casey. Way away from the play, more toward the hash marks, and Genty was way out on the sideline. Beautifully broken tackle early.
Trying to bring him down.
Not easy. Eric Butler gets him out there on the edge. Let's see the penalty.
Number 9 on the offense. It'll be half the distance. Still second down.
So that goes against Cameron Camper and erases a pretty nice run.
Holding penalty on some big-time offensive performers for Boise. Genty got a holding penalty in the first half. Now Cameron Camper, who's been really good tonight, with another holding penalty.
See if we can find the hold.
Yeah, there it is right there. He's got a hold of that arm. Both hands. And Butler still made the tackle.
So 2nd and 5. So do it again. This time through the air, and he's caught. Campbell's. There's been money tonight for Maddox Madsen. 11-yard gain and a first down. Going back to what you were saying about just getting a trip to New York for Ashton Genty and what that can mean. Kellen Moore in 2010, highest Boise player ever in the Heisman voting. He finished 4th that year. Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Michael James, and then next was Kellen Moore. It's just hard for a Boise player, but if anyone can do it, it's this guy.
Well, because he's so spectacular and the runs are so much fun to watch, and he's still a great solid back, the best back in the country, but if he's not busting long runs, you wonder how long that interest is going to last. I hope it lasts forever.
Through the air, Madsen got excited. Overthrew his target. Cameron Camper had the hold earlier. Looked like he had his man beat, but overthrown.
A bit of a mismatch with J.D. Coffey, the safety, on Camper. And Madsen really able to identify where the mismatches are as they are really selling out to stop Boise's run and Ashton Genty. And just like Dirk Cutter told us, they really feel like the best is still out there for Maddox Madsen. And tonight might be some of that we're getting to see. That one a little bit overthrown as San Diego State's defense has just been out there way too long.
They go back to Genty. Spins through 1, beats 2, and is taken down at the 20. Short game. You wonder as well for Genty. I mean, the longer that Aztec defense is out there, the more things might open up for Genty.
That's true, and that's a balance that Spencer Danielson has got to try to figure out. And that was an interesting play right there because Trey White took an inside route and it looked like Genty was going to be able to bust outside, but they're dedicating so many people to the run fits that they fit immediately on the outside. And another 3rd and long for the Broncos.
Madsen going to step through the pocket, not a whole lot of room there, and he's going to be taken down to the backfield. So just the 3rd time tonight, Boise unable to convert a 3rd down. He's going to bring up a punting situation for the Broncos.
And after that first drive, establishing themselves and running some clock, a great punt from San Diego State, and their excellent punter, Tyler Pastula, sets up potentially some good field position.
James Ferguson Reynolds, an Aussie Rules football player, was showing off some of that Aussie style right there. A running punt is going to go to about the 37-yard line, 43 yards on that.
You know, some of these Australian guys, they are used to kicking the ball when somebody's coming after them. Give that guy a Vegemite sandwich.
FS1 College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good. They call it the Treasure Valley for a reason here in Boise, Idaho. The Boise State Broncos, 15th ranked team in the country. Beautiful night here in Idaho. Good turnout, another sellout. They've sold out every game this season. Boise State has 37,000, just under. Marquez Cooper, the tailback for San Diego State, gets the handoff in the first play of the drive for the Aztecs.
Well, we've been talking about Cooper all night and kind of wish they would have established him a little earlier in the game in the first quarter. He had a big second quarter and a big run and a great touchdown run in the first half, but it just hasn't been enough. Pretty nice run on first down though.
Yeah, first drive of the game, 3 passing plays, 3 and out. It was all Boise after that contested throw down the sideline. The Aztec sideline was looking for a flag there.
Yeah,
Marco Notriani with the pressure.
McCoy's just been unbelievable out on the edge. Notriani with the hit that you just mentioned there, Trent. Right in the midsection of O'Neal. And he's not a big guy, pretty slight for a freshman. And you see just the hand fighting going on out there on the edge. McCoy, who pretty much handled Ricky White a week ago tonight, is doing a great job on Louis Brown tonight.
The pick six earlier, little trickery there for the Aztecs. I think it's going to lead to a gain of 1 yard. That's a lot of work for 1 yard.
I think that's the only 1 yard hook and ladder I've ever seen in my life. Really well done, but an even better read from Alexander Tubner, the quarterback of the defense. Watch number 34 come flying over, making the read and just closing. Along with Zion Washington, who did a great job on the play as well.
Napier flipped it to Cooper, but nothing doing. 4th down, another punt. Consumer has been excellent. That's going to be a punt, 49 yards inside the 10-yard line. When we come back, we'll see if Ashton Jeanty can get into the end zone once again. He's done it once already. Jeanty, one of the best tailbacks in America, maybe the best tailback in America. Look at the ball next. Number 15, Boise State, 42-10 here. 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. It's Petros Papadakis. My name is Trent Rush. Ashton Jeanty over the century mark for an 8th straight game. School record for Ashton Jeanty. America's top tailback, the Heisman candidate, has earned them tonight. And he gets the give here. Getting line of scrimmage, falls forward for a gain of 2, and it's just been that kind of night, all night for Ashton Jeanty.
Pass to the ball, that's what San Diego State is doing, maybe to the detriment of the rest of the defense and Boise's weapons, but you see Jeanty getting out to the edge, and look at all of these guys. The corner, Bryce Phillips, is there, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Jeanty's all alone with that busted arm. All he has is the straight arm to fight them all off. It's like Beauty and the Beast with the hyenas coming out. Crazy.
2nd and 8. That's it. Short pass caught there by Strong. You wonder too, with Jeanty clearly dealing with a lot of pain here, how much of an impact do you think that's going to make for some of the Heisman voters, maybe keeping that in consideration?
You know, I'm not sure. I think that clearly he's a great back. Clearly he's playing with a Warriors mentality and showing toughness, getting 100 yards, being out there. His existence creates mismatches for everybody else. How much consideration is that going to be taken when everybody's used to watching these long, spectacular runs? Not sure.
Speaking of spectacular, Strawn nearly broke one off. Still got 23 yards and a 3rd down conversion for a 1st down. Boise State is Strawn stepping up in the second half.
Yeah, Caples, Camper, and Strawn, not to mention their quarterback, Maddox Madsen, all gaining a tremendous amount of confidence at the expense of the Aztecs deep.
8 different players in interception tonight for Boise State. Jeanty, and the ball came free here, and San Diego State believes they have it.
You got a guy with a bad arm, and you know, of course you're going to attack the football.
His forward progress has been gained prior to the fumble.
So that's not reviewable. forward progress is not reviewable, as Josh Hunter ends up with it. That is a tough call on the Aztecs because, I mean, you're really trying to attack this guy and get the ball out. Finally, something happens good for you.
Looks like we have a timeout on the field. The officials will get together.
The officials are not in position. This will be a do-over.
So the down is a do-over.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with the call previously, because once you call progress on the field, it's not reviewable. And if they called that, which they did, it's not a reviewable play. That was because the officials weren't in position to officiate that second down play. So the very rare college football mulligan.
I enjoy a nice mulligan.
My whole life is.
I'll take a back nine breakfast ball. 2nd and 6. Handoff goes to Genty. Genty cuts up the middle, trying to get through that pile over on that right side.
And, you know, the other thing about this trend is not Genty wants to be out there. Genty wants to be carrying the ball. He does not want to come out. He does not want to stand on the sideline while T. Crow goes out there and picks up blitz for him. He is that type of player. He's not going to allow that, or it's going to take a lot of a fight for them to limit him. Despite his injury, they want him to finish this game. It feels like he wants to finish.
Well, it speaks to his character as well. And
no doubt.
A part of that, too, the commitment to stay.
Yeah,
Boise
exactly.
State. A lot of loyalty to Danielson, but loyalty to legacy as well. And he's certainly built one here. Lauder took a hit on that one on the incompletion on 3rd down. Chris Johnson came in.
Yeah, they brought the corner and got a hit on him. Eric Schmidt throwing a lot of different blitzes, and why not? They're just desperately trying to get off the field. And a good job by Kyle Moretti lodging that ball loose, it looks like. That he dropped it anyway from Lauder.
So it's going to be a fake punt of 42-10 in the 4th quarter. No Triani. And how about that for Boise State?
They ran the same fake that as the Aztecs ran in the 1st quarter. And they got it to a linebacker, not an edge guy. Like the Aztecs got it to Trey White in the 1st quarter. Direct snap to the angry linebacker. No Triani out of San Diego.
Hey, how excited is special teams coordinator Stacy Collins when Spencer Danielson can green light a play like that?
Yeah, we had a talk with him. He was very fun to talk to, and he talked about that trap that they really like to spread guys out, and you could see it well, and that happened on that time.
Now here goes Genty. It's clear right now, Boise State is just going to continue to feed Ashton Genty all night long. You understand why, but Matson has had a career game, and this is going to take us down to the end of the
Try to get another one in.
Maybe they'll get one more play. We'll see. Oh, they will. Fake sweep over to the right side. Matson is going to get rid of it quickly. It goes over to Matt Wagner. There is a flag on the end of the play. Over in the secondary on the far side. With 2 seconds on the clock here before the quarter break.
Interesting there, not just to let it run. Boise State really trying to take advantage of the fatigue of the Aztecs defense. And man, have they been out there a long time.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on defense. The penalties decline. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Yeah, couldn't quite get off the field.
Yeah, it didn't look like Boise substituted. That's going to be it for the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that will take us to break. Matson, a career night tonight. 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, and his Broncos up 42-10. We got some football weather here on a Friday night in Boise, Idaho. 42-10 Broncos rolling San Diego State here. Ashton Genty leading the way. 28 carries, 120 yards and a score. Maddox Manson's had a career game, 4 touchdowns, 307 yards, no interceptions.
Been a couple of moments San Diego State looked like they could wrestle it away and make more of a football game of it, but Boise really killed them at the beginning of the 3rd quarter drive.
Working some long drives here. There's Ashton Genty getting a 1st down on a 1st and 10. 12-yard pickup for Genty.
And as you said, as that San Diego State defense starts to fatigue, this Boise offensive line, very good at going forward. They pull Ben Dooley and Lauder around again.
I think you got to give some credit to this offensive line, Tim Keene, their head coach.
All year.
Offensive line coach through a lot of injuries. There's a reverse play. Now over to the left side. Cameron Bates taken down at the 15.
Cameron Bates is a little guy, 5'10", 170 pounds, but he can roll out of Mansfield, Texas. A true freshman. He had one of these that went for a touchdown against Portland State earlier in the year. And why not get that freshman comfortable carrying the ball as you continue to develop your weapons? Dirk Cutter's called a heck of a game here, really recognizing what San Diego State's trying to do to stifle the Boise State run and getting a lot of other people involved and creating a career day for Maddox Mads.
12th play of the drive, second short. Right back to Ashton Jeanty. He's got the first down and some. Jeanty dragging the defender. Just took Chris Johnson for a ride of a few extra yards. 13 on that pickup for Jeanty.
And one thing you always hear about great backs is they get better as the game goes on. Now this game not really in peril if you're a Boise State fan, but definitely still going on. Runs right through Moretti and then drives to the goal line.
Jeanty 145 yards now. This time, RPO. Thank you very much. Ashton Jeanty into the end zone. Second time tonight, 20th on the year. And Boise State continues to add and add and add in the end zone.
2 touchdowns, and all of a sudden those numbers are getting a little bit more impressive, even though he hasn't had a long run. Really well done on that speed option play with Batson baiting defenders toward him and then flipping it out to Jeanty. Nicely executed.
The PAT is good. Ashton Jeanty now 20 touchdowns on the year. That is more than 23 FBS schools. 25th straight season FBS player has had 20. Ashton Jeanty, the 2024 star. Ashton Jeanty looking at what he needs to catch Barry Sanders for the all-time single-season rushing record. Got off to a real hot start early. Just trying to keep the pace.
Whoa, what did Barry do game 6?
That was a big night. That's a big game.
I was like, Jeanty's looking pretty good, looking pretty good. Whoa!
Jeanty tonight, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns.
We'll see if we're done watching him run. Had some really good, impactful runs. Didn't bust anything, but maybe people are a little spoiled waiting for that.
The season's been amazing.
Absolutely.
For Ashton Jeanty, and even tonight, it looked like he could be in some trouble. Had just 37 yards in the first half. In the second half, with just one more carry, has gone $112 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and we're really watching these numbers, and you're not really sure how much Spencer Danielson and Cutter are looking at these numbers, but the real truth is Boise's offense as a whole was dominant tonight. You look at, they put up 49 points. They had a pick 6, so 42 points they put up offensively. A lot of it is because of the threat that Ashton Jeanty is just when he walks out on the football field. They keyed on him. He still has over 100.
Well, and Matson's had a career game. Caples has had a career game. It's been one after another for this Boise State offense.
And run by Cooper there in the meantime.
They did, picked up 7 yards. So here comes 2nd and 3. Boise fans that are left making some noise. O'Neal had time in the pocket, ran out of it, and threw it away.
Just has never really come to fruition tonight for Danny O'Neal. He responds well when they're able to get a first down and run some tempo. That has not been the case. There was a couple moments that it looked like they could get a stop, and their offense had a little bit of momentum, maybe make it 28-17, but just has not happened. Boise's defense has been pretty excellent, and their offense has been dominant.
Freshman quarterback O'Neal, the state of Indiana. It's going to be a handoff to Cooper. It's going to be short. Alexander Tubner is all over the field, makes the tackle.
You know, we talked a lot about Boise State. San Diego State's going through a huge transition. The Brady Hoke era to what Sean Lewis does are two completely different things. You're now a tempo team as opposed to a defensive team with that Rocky Long scheme. They've gotten away from that, trying to create a more exciting product. And you can see what Lewis is doing and what he's trying to build, but there will be some growing pains, and we're seeing them tonight.
You got a freshman quarterback, mix and match offensive line with a lot of injuries. Cooper able to get the 4th down conversion. Strong run right there for the veteran tailback. 8-yard gain, the senior from Maryland. Mike Madry there with the tackle.
Cooper, just really strong upper body and great moves about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
O'Neal, throw right side, incomplete. O'Neal tonight 10 of 22, 80 yards, a couple of picks. But you knew going up against Boise's front it was going to be a challenge. And you do feel like San Diego State is building something. They have showed well in several performances this season. I thought last week played pretty well, took a loss against Washington State, but played well.
They had them. Yeah, they had Washington State, and an interception hurt late, and that's a freshman quarterback type of thing. But this is a fearless guy, and the ball flies out of his hand.
He was an Elite 11 quarterback, highly touted prospect. He's had a long relationship with Sean Lewis, the head coach. When he was in Colorado, they talking there about maybe O'Neal becoming a Buffalo, and things change, and all of a sudden Lewis is at San Diego State. Here comes Danny O'Neal. Play called dead before the snap.
Timeout, Boise.
Timeout, Boise State. It's their 2nd and a half. 30 seconds in late.
NFL knowledge from those who have been there. The facility breaks down the NFL from the player's perspective. Joining LaShawn McCoy, James Jones, Chase Daniel, and Emmanuel Acho every weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern on FS1.
Why would Chase Daniel cover up that beautiful chin with a beard?
That's a fun show. I enjoy that. You get kind of the X's
Look at
and
that
O's
beard.
stuff, next level.
There's some next level X's and O's with that beard, Trent. Look at that thing. And it's not just Sean Lewis that has the crazy beard. It's like 8 guys on his staff that go with the bald head beard. That's not one of them.
But he could.
That's not one of them.
There is not another person in the building that's more eligible to be a San Diego
He's
State
not getting an interview. Look at that. I'm telling you, you can find the beards. They're up here in the press box. They're everywhere. It's like it's 1870.
Third and 4. Quick pass over the middle. It's through to Napier.
Looks like he fought for it.
Yeah, it's going to be right at the line of scrimmage. Or at the first down marker, rather. Yeah, he might have it. We'll see. They might measure.
Tubner on the blitz. And Hassani, his head hit the ground hard.
And then you look at this Boise State team, a lot of attention goes to the offense. But it's the defense, a big reason. If they're going to be able to compete in the playoff, it's going to be because of the defense. San Diego State now 3 for 3 on 4th down after Cooper got that one. So they've had a tough time on 3rd down, but 4th down's been no trouble.
Well, they're just trying to find positive things now. They have another Friday night game against New Mexico coming up.
For an injury to an offensive player.
And it looks like there's another.
That's Braden Bryant. They need him. And him being hurt, he had to come out a little bit versus Washington State, and it really affected what they were doing.
So while Braden Bryant is attended to, Bryant rather, we'll step aside for just a moment. We're at 9:49 left in this game. San Diego State's offensive line already pretty banged up. Here's Braden Bryant, how he went down earlier.
Yeah, that's Virgin Morgan with a foot on him and then puts all the weight on that ankle. Not great.
Morgan goes to the sideline. Still a first down for San Diego State. There's Cooper getting thrown to the ground there by Notriani. Notriani, who had the first rush of his career earlier today on a special teams play.
Yeah, it looked pretty
fourth
sweet,
down.
you know, that 50 number, holding the ball, taking a handoff. You don't see that very often.
He got his opportunity last year. The all-conference starter, DJ Schlom, got hurt. He's making the most of it this season. Second down and 8. Over the middle, there's a delivery right there to knock the ball free. I don't know that it was ever caught. That was Shea Oladipo bringing the hammer.
Oladipo's been a long-time staple on the Boise defense. It's a drive route to Jordan Napier, and he just throws it right into the traffic.
That's hard hit right there. Here comes the 11th play of the drive. San Diego State still has converted just 1 third down. Play fake through the air. O'Neal throws it to no one in the neighborhood.
Miscommunication between him and Lewis Brown. He wanted to stop and go, and Lewis Brown just stopped. Brown working one-on-one with Irby. It's been McCoy most of the game. He is their best receiver, and he's been stifled today, hemmed up.
San Diego State's going to go for it here. Why not? They've converted all of their fourth downs, including 2 on this drive. Over to the right side, trying to tiptoe his way on the sideline was Napier, and he does, in fact, get that first down. A 10-yard gain.
And that underneath stuff has been there, but on occasion, Boise has stepped up, and O'Neal has thrown it right into the zone that they're running. That time, Napier against man is able to run through and make a nice catch. Another timeout for the Broncos.
Timeout, Boise State. It's their 3rd and final of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Eric Chenander wanted to make sure that he's got his defense aligned there. Hey, big noon kickoff live from Happy Valley. The matchup of the year tomorrow, Ohio State versus Penn State. Heisman hopeful Travis Hunter is going to be on the show. Gronk profiles tight end Tyler Warren. And actor Ken Jung sizes up the playoff race. Then it's Ohio State, Penn State at noon, only on Fox. Big college football day tomorrow. Always fun getting it started on a Friday night where this game has been all about Boise State. On the freshman quarterback, San Diego State, seeing if you can have any positive takeaways here. It's a young fan. First game. All right. Wanted to see Ashton Jeanty.
He got to see him.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see if Jeanty comes back out for another drive. I doubt it.
Through the air on a play action over the top. It is incomplete. Just past the outstretched arm of Lewis Brown IV.
He had him too. Really nice route by Lewis Brown IV, the Colorado State transfer out of Inglewood, California. He's got a few strides on Markel Reed, backup corner for the Broncos, and almost hauled it in with one hand.
This is the 14th play of this drive. It's been their longest of the game. It's Cooper. He's going to get tackled there by Tavion Woodard. 3-yard gain.
An opportunity to get some of the backups, guys that have played a lot, but some of the backups into the game for Boise. We'll see if they do that offensively when they take over, only for the purposes of Jeanty and what his candidacy for the Heisman to this place.
Up the cut. Cut back there as Cooper is brought down to the 30. Gains a couple of yards. Petros, I would think the other part of that, yes, it's the rest of this game to help Ashton Jeanty's Heisman case, certainly a part of it.
Maybe.
But you're trying to get into the playoff. And style points might matter. I mean, that could be a different thing about this season versus years past.
There's a lot to balance. A lot to balance for Spencer Danielson in his very first full year as the head coach.
4th and 5 over the top. It is caught, and that's going to be a touchdown. San Diego State. Jordan Napier, 30 yards on the reception, gets into the end zone. First passing touchdown of the day for O'Neal.
Well, that's back-to-back weeks that Jordan Napier has played really, really well. You see him going up to get this, making the kind of location of tracking the ball before the defenders were able to. Canijo was the closest to him, and some good feelings for the young quarterback.
San Diego State converting 4 fourth downs on that drive, and it ends up in a touchdown. It's been a tough night for the Aztecs, but a feel-good moment here and a real nice reception into the end zone for Napier. FS1 College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good. Oh, they're getting into it. Do you see him? Do you see him? Is he there?
See who?
Look in the middle.
Oh!
You gotta find Waldo.
There he is.
We found him. How good is our truck? Best crew in the business. They found
Everybody's
Waldo
from the 90s.
They found my partner did not find Waldo.
No, it was hard for me.
But they did in the truck. Good job.
There he is.
Well, Waldo hanging
I don't
on.
remember Waldo having a gnarly rural beard. And I remember him wearing glasses. Thank you.
This has been a wonderful display of beards tonight. Just across the San Diego State sideline. And that's going to be saved in the end zone. There's a touch there, and it's going to end up being a touchdown. So how about our Friday Night Spotlight sponsored by KFC? It's finger licking good. How good has Maddox Madsen been?
Well, he's been great, and he's had a lot of one-on-one matchups to deal with. Dirk Cutter doing a great job exploiting matchups, getting the ball to Caples. Really a lot of different receivers gaining confidence in this game. Prince Strawn. And if you really needed one area of the offense, other than the offensive line, which has been beat up physically, that needs further development for Maddox Madsen, it's those outside guys, Strawn and Caples and Cameron Camper, and all three of those guys were great, not to mention Austin Bolt made some plays, Cameron Bates, Penry with a couple catches. Lauder always involved.
Career game for Maddox Madsen.
Unsportsmanlike. Number 99 on the kicking team. It'll be 15 yards from the subsequent end of the spot, which is a touchback. It'll be first down.
Some frustration there.
Yeah, Tupu Alu, San Diego State. But we just saw Maddox Madsen with the headset on. That means Malachi Nelson, a 5-star quarterback transfer from USC.
Yeah, I watched
this guy. Run here.
Watched him play in high school at Los Alamitos High School in Southern California. Huge recruit.
And off goes to Crow. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. Dominic Oliver there with the tackle.
And Malachi Nelson is a guy who was hooked up with Lincoln Riley early. Him and a receiver on his high school team, Mekhi Lemon, both committed to Oklahoma when Lincoln Riley was the coach there. And then, of course, he comes to USC, and then they both committed there. And he kind of got lost in the wash there and came here for some big celebration. But Madsen's earned the job.
Good pass over the middle. And to be brought in by Cameron Bates on an 11-yard gain. You know, Malachi Nelson was a name a lot of Boise State fans got excited about. But Maddox Madsen has always kind of seemed like he's the guy all the way within the program.
Within the program. Yeah. Outside the program, I mean, you see that arm talent. You see the way he can whip it. The guy really has a special arm, and that is how you end up being a 5-star recruit. That stuff just doesn't happen by mistake. But in this situation, with this team and the running back they have, it really feels like Madsen's the guy.
Swings it outside to Crow, who had more space, but just able to stay in bounds for as long as he could. Gain 4, and Everybody had a big night tonight. Starts with Madsen, but Ashton Genty really worked hard in the second half for his. And Latrell Capos, 3 scores tonight. A career evening for him as well.
Yeah, they had stars on every level of their offense, and you have to say their offensive line continues to do a great job, even though they're beat up, especially on that right side. They've lost 4 starters since the beginning of the year on their offensive line, and they still don't give up sacks and play very efficient football.
The handoff goes over to Dylan Riley, and Riley taken out about the 32, an 11-yard gain.
They love this young back. He had a big, long touchdown run against Portland State. He's only 190 pounds, but he's very fast. They have some really young speed that we've seen on back-to-back plays. Cameron Bates, Dylan Riley. Maybe a little bit of the future showing here in the Treasure Valley with Nelson, Riley, and Bates out there making plays on this drive.
Riley, a pretty good kick returner, too. Took one back for a score, 96 yards against Utah State earlier this year. Another handoff to Riley. He goes forward there. I just think about the job that Spencer Danielson has done as Oliver makes the tackle on that one. I mean, he gets the interim tag, takes over.
And when he got that interim tag, no one thought he was going to get the job. Right. Everybody said, oh, he's too young of a guy. He's inspirational, but he just doesn't have the experience. But as he grew the team around him in that very short time, went on to win the Mountain West Championship, it became the obvious choice. And it's something that happened rather quickly. The guy's got the cult of personality.
Again, they go to Riley. He's going to be stopped shy of the sticks. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 after gaining 5. And then in the offseason, not only does he bring in a 5-star transfer quarterback, but also able to keep Ashton Genty in Boise blue. That was a really big deal, and you can tell, rightfully so, Danielson not losing the interim tag and getting that full-time job.
And what else did he do? He got Dirk Cutter to come back and be the offensive coordinator. I don't think he's doing it for free, but Dirk Cutter is a pretty smart guy, and you see how efficient that offense has been tonight. 49 points in the total yards. Beautiful.
Malachi Nelson to the air, looking for Chase Henry. Couldn't bring in the one-handed snag, and there comes a late flag at the end of that one. That's going to be pass interference against William Nimmo of San Diego State.
And as you can see, they're trying to get some of these young guys a little bit of run.
Pass interference, number 7 on the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, 1st down.
Yeah, he's got a handful of jersey there.
Henry still did his best trying to bring it in.
Yeah, almost did it.
One-handed.
He was holding on to the B in the Boise State on the front of that jersey. And now an opportunity for Malachi Nelson maybe to get a touchdown throw. Doesn't have one on the year. He's got a pick.
So 1st and goal coming up. And off to Crow. Crow to the outside. Still chucking those legs. It's inside the 5.
Talked about Crow earlier in the game. Beloved member of this team. Unbelievable mullet. From Nampa High School. Skyview High School, excuse me, in Nampa, Idaho. A local guy. Super reliable. And late in games, if Genty can't make it happen in a close game, that's the guy who comes in. Crow, it happened last week. The final drive, a couple plays against UNLV.
That is a spectacular move.
It's pretty good.
They go back to him. Crow trying to muscle through. Not going to quite get into the end zone. He's going to be about a yard short, so 3rd and goal from the 1 coming up here in a moment. Another flag in the backfield. Check that in the secondary.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on defense. Half the distance from the previous spot, still 2nd down.
San Diego State, top 5 in the country in penalties, or I guess bottom 5 of the country in penalties. We're seeing that, especially when you get some of that second unit in. That maybe can happen a little bit more.
See what they've done over the years running the ball. Taylon Green got loose in one of those games.
Back to Crow. Crow finds the seam and scores. The former walk-on gets his 2nd touchdown. And Nampa's finest puts up 6 for the Broncos.
get over 50 points as Malachi Nelson leads a touchdown drive. They let him uncork that arm a couple times and show the arm talent to the fans that are left here at Albertson Stadium. And even though that drive was about the future, the oldest guy out there, Tyler Crow, scores a touchdown.
Boise State has been in the red zone 7 times. They've scored 7 touchdowns. Spencer Danielson appreciating what his team has done. I mean, coming into this game, Boise State, 3rd best scoring offense in the country, 4th in America in total offense, and they're blowing those averages out of the water tonight.
More than a one-man team. I mean, a lot of people want to talk about Ashton Jeanty, and rightfully so. He's the heart and soul of this program right now, but you can see that Spencer Danielson has it going in a lot of different directions, and defensively, they are not helpless. They're not just a team around a running back. They're an excellent team with a playoff chance this year that happens to have one of the best running backs maybe in the last decade that I've seen. I mean, I think of guys that I've seen in person over the years. I think of Marshawn Lynch, Reggie Bush, Lindale White. I think of Christian McCaffrey, Toby Gerhart, guys that just dominated football games. And Ashton Jeanty is really one of those guys. They've built a fine program around him. Spencer Danielson's the coach.
It's going to be fielded right at the goal line by Chris Johnson. And Chris Johnson has some space. Now trying to change direction here. And a late flag comes at the end of that play just beyond the 45-yard line.
A lot of flags here.
From the goal line to about the 46, but we do have...
So we'll get this one sorted out. Another touchdown drive for Boise State. Let's take a look at this return.
There's no
Johnson's got a lot
penalty
of
on the
speed.
play.
Okay, I guess there's no penalty. They might have thought Notriani got some mask, and it kind of looked like he did, but well, maybe just had his neck. The old chin strap tackle.
Was that how they brought you down? No.
Usually I just fell down on my own.
The last drive for San Diego State went 16 plays. They converted 4 4th downs on the last drive that resulted in a touchdown. Now they go to Cam Davis, the backup running back, who you don't see all that often. I mean, they feature Marquez Cooper and Marquez Cooper and more Marquez Cooper.
Yeah, they have guys. Cam Davis, Jalen Armstead, but they just don't see the field because Cooper's such a one-stop shop at the position. But they certainly have depth there.
See if San Diego State can get one more score here before we hit 3 zeros. 1-yard pickup by Davis. 15 seconds separating us from the 2-minute timeout. We'll see if the Aztecs call one more play or just let that clock roll. Looks like probably just going to let it roll here in a game that has been dominated by Boise State. Broncos jumped out to a 28-0 lead. San Diego State tried to get back in it, but the Broncos surge has come back. It's been Boise all night long tonight. Well, they're having a good time on that Boise State sideline, and you can see why. Boise State, 15th ranked team in the country, up 56-17. Jeanty competing for a Heisman. Boise State competing for a spot in the playoff. And seeing a little Garth Brooks here in the stands.
Yeah, that's a staple here. Just came out on the top 40 radio.
To the right side, it's going to be Danny O'Neal, who's being chased. Just get rid of it in time. Another incomplete on 3rd down. But don't worry, 4th down has been the magic for San Diego State.
He's taking a lot of incoming here. O'Neal's taking a lot of shots in the second half. He's not a big guy. 6 foot, listed at 195. Takes a shot in the back there.
So here comes 4th down. Try to get 3 here inside of 2 minutes to go on the blue. The Aztecs have put some scares in the Broncos before. Hasn't really been the case tonight, though we do see a big run for Cam Davis here, who has the 1st down and plenty more. 19-yard gain.
Texas product, Cam Davis, who came to play for Brady Hoke. him and Jalen Armstead, both holdovers, but not seeing a lot of touches because of Marquez Cooper getting an opportunity here late.
And future for San Diego State in the backfield right here. It's Davis trying to get to the outside, and he is flung down there by Clay Martineau. And the depth of this Boise State defense on display.
And the hair flow of the Boise State team. Look at Martineau's beautiful hair flying back there.
I think he and Crow have the same barber.
I think they all do. I saw it on Broadway on my way in.
They go back to Davis up the middle. Taken down to the 30. We're under a minute now as Boise State on their way to a 7-1 start, 4-0 in Mountain West action. San Diego State will take their first conference loss of the year. They'll fall to 3-5. Go to 2-1 in Mountain West action. There's O'Neal looking end zone. Got it for a touchdown. Found Mekhi Shaw with 30 seconds to go in the game. A 30-yard touchdown toss. San Diego State has a couple of drives to feel a little better about.
Yeah, exactly. A couple things to feel better about. Mekhi Shaw, a former walk-on, a senior who's hung around here in San Diego for the Sean Lewis regime out of Scripps Ranch High School, home of the Falcons. Really was their go-to guy a couple of years back under Brady Hope. Comes up with a touchdown catch here.
Got the scholarship, was the most inspirational player on that team, was Offensive Player of the Year last year. Now there he is, ended up in the end zone late in this game. It's a pretty good throw right there from Danny O'Neal.
Danny O'Neal's got arm talent, and there's a reason he's a true freshman starting, and they're going to try to grow this program around him. And against Boise's backup defense, they were able to make a little hay, get Davis going, and a starting receiver in Shaw putting some points on the board.
And another fourth down conversion leading to a touchdown at the end of the drive for the Aztecs. 6 of 6 tonight. They've had plenty of chances and they've got them all. But now we'll see the final 30 seconds of this game. For Ashton Jeanty, 31 carries, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. And it was a struggle early on, just 37 in the first half. But broke loose in the second half and really wore down this Aztec defense.
Well, it was clear that their game plan was to stop Jeanty. And I'm not sure they were really able to do that, but they certainly limited him early. The rest of the offense, too much, though.
Well, it's pretty wild. I mean, UNLV did the same thing last week. Like, all the attention was on Jeanty, and he still ended up getting his. And maybe we see that against Boise State the rest of the year from their Mountain West opponents coming up.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out as the season goes on, but certainly the Heisman candidacy, the playoff hopes, and all of the positive feelings that Spencer Danielson and this Boise State team has created, not just in this area, but nationally, because everybody knows this program. That stuff has been on display, and it's going to continue after tonight. Wasn't always pretty, but they pulled it off, and they dominated a team that they've had trouble with in the past in conference.
Winning is the expectation at Boise State. Max Cutford is the quarterback. Goes over to the right side for the likely final play of this game. Dylan Riley with that carry. Ends up losing 4 yards on it, but Boise State 56, San Diego State 24. It was a Bronco beatdown right out of the gate tonight. And it never stopped. Ashton Jeanty. A solid performance. Grinded it out. A career night for Maddox Madsen. And a heck of a display for the number 15 team in the country. So Boise State able going to take care of business on the blue here in Boise tonight. Reminder, tomorrow, big noon kickoff is live from Happy Valley for the matchup of the year. Ohio State versus Penn State. That's at noon, only on Fox. Once again, the final score tonight, 56-24, Boise State over San Diego State, as we say goodbye from Boise, Idaho. For Petros Papadakis, my name is Trent Rush. Thanks for being with us. Fox College football on a Friday night, dominated by Boise State and Heisman contender Ashton Jeanty. Good night from Boise.